right, it is Saturday, and you know what that means? Well, actually you wouldn't know because I haven't really made this a regular thing yet, but I told you guys I'm going to be doing your questions, my answers on a regular basis, so I'm thinking about doing it weekly, probably every weekend. I'll try to get them in every Saturday. With that being said, let's get to another edition of it right now. I'm going to answer some more of your questions.
Don't feel like Satan, but I am to them, so I try to forget it any way I can. Keep on rocking in the free world.
99 problems, but a mortgage ain't one.
Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world.
All right. So, before I get started, a little shout out to one of my viewers. I'm a Robin M. I'm pretty sure you'll see this because you comment on a lot of my videos and you ask questions and whatnot. And I've tried to reply, but your replies are turned off. It shows reply, but it won't work on your account. And I did send you messages on YouTube, so I'm not sure if you're getting them, but your Google Plus account is restricted. And if you have your Google Plus account restricted, people cannot reply to anything. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. You have to unrestrict your Google Plus account in order for your YouTube comment system to work properly, because YouTube comments don't exist. Google Plus comments are actually YouTube comments. All right, that's out of the way. Pluto Believer says, I've been looking at RV for sale sites, Class B, and you're right, the older models are few and far between. The new models are very expensive. Class B really appeals to me more so than trying to drive a Class C. Yeah, get the t-shirt link going. I'll buy one or two. Okay, right on. I will buy, I will be selling t-shirts soon. That's still in the works, so that's something I want to get on the ball right away for 2015. So yes, it is true. Class B. I went over this actually in the last couple of videos, or a couple of videos ago, about Class Bs. They do cost more, but there's quite a few reasons for that. Pretty well justified, I'd say. Again, I mean, you're just proving the point right there, saying you'd rather have a Class B than a Class C. And just because they're smaller doesn't mean they're going to be cheaper. In fact, the smaller they get, generally the higher the price, especially if they're high quality and the more modern ones. And when I say modern, I mean mid-90s and up. That to me is modern. A 95 can be brand new in the RV world. So like I said, don't waste your money on a 2005. There's no reason to buy something that new. That's brand spanking new when it comes to RVs. You're just throwing your money down the drain. But I think it's a good investment. It's worth it. And it's practical. It's efficient. It blends in everywhere, especially if you're going to be doing city camping, urban camping. The Class B is the way to go. There's just no other way. There's no two ways about it. I've done Class C's, I've done Class A's, and I've done lots of Class B's. And this Class B is almost just a little bit too big for some things. Like, I would even go down a foot and still be perfectly fine with it. But it is what it is, and I'm definitely glad I bought this over a Class C, which I've had before, and definitely not interested in a Class A at this point in my life. I've had that before. It just didn't work for this type of lifestyle. Jennifer McDonald, I'm looking to buy a new phone. Heard you hate iPhone, but I'm an old timer with iPhone. Saw you have an HTC. Does it take a bit to get used to? By the way, most of us in US dislike old Obama, even in my very blue state. Love watching your vids. Well, most of us with a brain up here don't like Obama either, but we do have a lot of liberal fanatics in Canada that seem to think Obama is better than our Prime Minister. And our Prime Minister's conservative, and right now Canada is pretty much the envy of the world and pretty much every international stage out there, and it's because we have a conservative Prime Minister. And I'm pretty happy with the direction Canada's going. Our economy is second to none right now. We have one of the best economies on the whole planet, and it's still growing. We didn't have a recession. We had a little bit, but we never had a housing crisis or anything like that. So yeah, I'll take Prime Minister Harper over your President Obama any day. So I agree with you on that. Now, as far as the phones go, I don't hate iPhone. I used to use iPhone. I sell phones all the time. I just think it's outdated. iPhones haven't changed for 6 or 7 years, and I also work in the wireless industry. And for all the hype that iPhones get, it's mostly marketing. I'll tell you this right now, for every one iPhone that we sell, 7 or 8 Androids go out the door. And it has nothing to do with price, because a lot of these ones, including the one I'm holding right now, cost the same or more than an iPhone does. So, okay, when you think of, you're asking me if the HTC is harder to get used to, or take a bit to get used to. You don't associate the manufacturer of the phone. It's Android. Android is across all manufacturers. HTC, Motorola, Samsung, Huawei, LG, like pretty much all the major manufacturers use Android. So it's not that HTC will have a learning curve, it's that Android might have a learning curve if you're using an iPhone. Worth it though. You can do so much more with Android, and everything's free out of the box. You don't have to hack your phone. You can download free music to your heart's content. You can torrent movies. I can do everything I can do on my laptop, I can do on this. For example, I don't even have to use the free apps for downloading free music. I don't even have to go to the App Store. There's over 1 million apps on the Android App Store. All I have to do is just go to the Chrome web browser like you do on your laptop at home, go to my favorite MP3 downloading site just like I would at home, click download on the music I want, and the phone puts it right into my music folder, just like a laptop. You try doing that on an iPhone. Out of the box, not going to happen. So it's more capable for sure, and it's a little simpler too, in the ways that all you need is a Google account. You don't need iTunes account. You don't need iTunes. You never have to plug one of these into a computer. I've never done that, except to transfer music and stuff off my phone to my laptop. It's not the other way around. I download all the music here for free, then I put it on my computer. Plugs too. Same plug as a BlackBerry, same plug as every other Android phone, same plug as flip phones. They all use the same plug. There's only one phone on the planet that decided to have its own damn proprietary plug. Apple. So you can tell what my opinion is on Apple these days. CMag says, where is your Yamaha scooter? I sold that in the summertime. Yeah, it was a fun little toy, but I got all this before. I'm more of a minimalist. It is nice to have a little scooter, motorbike and all that, but for me, I wanted a Class B. One of the main reasons for the Class B was so that I could drive it around. A lot of people buy Class Bs, the older retired people who have houses and vehicles, they buy Class Bs for vacations, and they use them as second vehicles. In my case, I'm using it as my first vehicle and my only vehicle, and I'm not going to ride around a scooter all year everywhere. I'm not going to try to haul back bags and bags of groceries on it, that sort of thing. So it was just a little toy for me. I might get another one next summer, we'll see, just to zip around on, but I don't want to have the hassle of having a second vehicle to maintain, to insure, and having all that weight on the back of the vehicle, carrying it around all the time. So a friend of mine really was into collecting bikes, and he had the space for it, so I sold it to him. Next one. William Fluke says, I've been mildly looking for a coach like yours, being the tall side door. The Explorer has a raised door built into the roof, which is actually one of the reasons I like this model. As a fat guy at this time, I don't like having to bend over to get in. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't want to see you doing that either. I was wondering what, none of my business, well, you had to pay for your coach. Well, yeah, I don't like to talk about these sorts of things online, but I will tell you it was well over 20 grand, and I put more than a few $1,000s into it since I got it. So they aren't cheap if you want something this modern. This, again, to me is pretty much brand new. Now, a lot of older people seem to think a 2008 is brand new. I think a 1998 is brand new. And I wouldn't want anything newer than this. It's already getting to that point where it's too many computers and everything. Like, I would prefer carbureted engine over the fuel injection, to be honest. But other than that, power windows, power locks, I can live with that. I'd still rather everything be manual, though. Anyways, it does cost a lot. But I didn't get this for the year. I got this for the model Explorer, the wide body and the dual wheels mainly. And the extended length, because they didn't make the wide bodies and the dual wheels on anything before 1998. If there was a 92 or 94 or 95 with this setup, I would have been looking really long and hard at that before I went and bought this. I'll tell you that. Astro Camper says, maybe comment on other van dwellers in your vids. Talk about their newest videos and who you watch regularly. I guess you're talking about YouTube van dwellers. Tons. I can't even keep track now. My subscription list is mostly van dwellers, and I've got over 100 of them. Of course, there's the regulars, like my buddy Line Screw 1 here. in Langley, and Nomadic Fanatic, and Chris Travels, and Dan Travels, and Caleb S, and Wanderlust Estate. There's tons. Like, I can't go over them all. If I start to name them off, I'm going to miss people, and I don't want to feel bad about that. So there's tons. And I watch them all whenever I have time. I try to limit myself to 1 or 2 hours a day of internet, because I don't want internet taking over my life. And and so I watch usually what's up in my subscription feed on my YouTube. Arkin says, Greg says, I may have missed it, but do you have an onboard genset for power? Yes, I do. It is the Onin 2800, and it's gas powered, and it's piped right into the vehicle fuel system. So it's all built in. It was factory done by Explorer when they converted this into a motorhome. Most of the Explorers had the same generator in them. I rarely use it. I'll use it sometimes if I'm up 3 in the morning using my laptop and everything, and I need to charge up my laptop or something, because but rarely. Once in a while for the microwave. And you can hook up a smart battery charger, not a cheap Canadian Tire battery charger, but a real smart, one of those over $200 battery chargers, the smart chargers. You can plug one of those into one of the outlets on the motorhome, and then hook it up to your deep cycle battery and run your generator, and you can charge up your batteries real quick using your generator that way. We're talking a couple of hours max, and you're fully charged. So that's a good use for the generator. But to actually just run it to watch TV or lights or something like that, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't do that. I'd probably use a few hours a month at most on my generator. Matt Yu says, interview other BC dwellers and their setups. Best van spots near Whistler or other resorts, not that any others matter. And most importantly, talk about the brunette in your intro doing this. Well, she's not, well, yeah, I guess she is a brunette, but she changes her hair color quite often. She's my friend Amira, and I've talked about this already before, so I'll just, okay, one more time. Actually, I talked about it in the last question and answer video, so go look at that one, you'll see the answer. Anyways, other BC dwellers. Now, let me tell you something about van dwellers and RV dwellers. Probably not much different than apartment and house dwellers. For every one person you see on YouTube doing this and broadcasting their life to the world, has a camera, knows, the internet and YouTube, and has an account on YouTube, and actually uploads videos, and actually feels good or comfortable in front of the camera, we're talking 1 out of 100. So for every one person in their motorhome you see with a channel on YouTube, there's another 99 out there that likely don't have internet, don't have a camera, or don't want a camera anywhere near them. And that's, I wouldn't say a problem, it's just a personal preference, to each their own. Right now I'm parked on a block and there's over 12 or 13 people here. There's only one out of all of them that I know of that would be willing to go on camera and talk about it publicly. So most people aren't into that. Now, sometimes you'll see me drive around and talk to certain people. These are people I already know that don't mind being on camera. Some of them I won't show their face. You'll see that sometimes. I'll just show their vehicles, and I'm just trying to be respectful of that. But most people aren't like us. They won't get in front of the camera and do this. So I guess it kind of sucks if you want to see more people doing this, but I got to tell you, you got to go out there into the real world to see people doing this, because you're only going to see a small percentage of it actually on YouTube. I can't change these people's minds. This is the way they are. So it'll be, if I go outside with my camera on and start knocking on van doors, people will shut their doors in my face and start swearing at me. That's what will happen, I guarantee you. So you don't want to do that. SM Rough Illist says, okay, here's a subject. What do you suggest to people who live in a cold climate and want to live your lifestyle? I live in Calgary, and as we speak right now, it is minus 30 outside. That's minus 30 Celsius for you US viewers. I have the option of driving to BC in the winter and back to Calgary in the summer because I work online. I have a friend who wants to do the same thing. He has a Class B already that his parents gave him. Oh, nice parents. But it's freaking cold in there. Thanks, Justin. By the way, I want your rig so freaking bad. LOL, she is sexy. It's everything I wanted. I am currently looking for one, and there's only 2 of them across Alberta. I guess that you can find. I've seen lots in Alberta. We're talking hundreds. They are freaking expensive, like $22,000. Why is it hard to find a Class B? Well, that's it. They cost a lot of money, and a lot of people don't want to sell them. There's not as much of a market, but I can tell you right now, today, I could find you 40 or 50 just on local classified sites in Alberta for sale. But they're all going to be up in that price range, especially for a newer one that has a shower like this and, not necessarily even a wide body. As far as the cold climate goes, well, I think you should do what you're saying there. Move to BC in the winter and go back to Alberta in the summer, because It's December 25th right now. Actually, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's December 26th, Boxing Day. And it's 9 degrees. It'll probably be 11 or 12 degrees tomorrow. So you can wear your t-shirt outside. It's warm enough to wear a t-shirt. So it's not a big problem. This fireplace, I'll be turning this off tonight. I won't need it tonight to go to sleep. That's what you should do. There's your answer. As far as living in Calgary in one of these, go check out 403 Van Dweller, his channel on YouTube. He lives in Alberta in his RV. And I wouldn't do it. That's way too cold out there. I don't even like being 5 below freezing, so that's why I like it here in BC. It's tropical climate. So as far as that goes, you know, cover up all your windows, make sure your tanks are insulated, or get a rig with indoor tanks, and make sure you keep it warm inside 24/7. Keep your heat on. You don't want any lines freezing, and use everything. Make sure your hot water is always turned on, because if your hot water tank bursts because it freezes, you're in a world of hurt. It's a lot cheaper to leave your propane on. But other than that, I can't really give cold weather advice, guys, because it's not cold here. So that's about it, guys. For this edition anyways, I got lots more here to go through. And keep on sending your questions my way. Just leave the comments on these videos, and I will go through them and take note. And hope you all had a great Christmas. And good luck tomorrow or today if you're going off shopping for Boxing Day. And keep on rocking in the free world. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, so what do you think of van life?
Van life's fucking awesome.
Styrofoam boxes for the ozone layer. Got a man of the people says keep hope alive. Got fuel